Magaya arrest exposes the crookedness of Zimbabwe society, politics, religion, and state. What we are seeing happening because of the arrest of Magaya is just indicating how much rotten our society is, from the politics to the church, to the society, to the state of the nation itself. It is just a sign that things are totally bad. Because mukaona mataurirwo ari kuitwa nyaya idzi anotaridza kuti nyaya idzi dziri kutorwa dzichishandiswa not for the purposes that they should. How do I explain this? They are being used for, the crimes are being used for other purposes, which rather than justice, right? Saka, this is the state of our society and our politics in Zimbabwe. Kuti vanhu vanoregwa vachikomita macrimes. Vanhu vakomita macrimes hapana chinoitwa about it. Vanoprotectwa as long as they are still bad buddies. By the time now they are rubbing shoulders in the wrong way, they will take those cases and now use the cases for a political expedience. No problem yatiri kuona iri kuitika munyika, and it's bad. It's also exposing the crookedness of the state of the church in Zimbabwe. Like what we were saying in the last show, kuti vana Hubert Angel vakubuda vachita mock, vakadzi vari kuuya vachichema, vari kuda help. And also in the politics itself, it has also caused a lot of havoc, right? The Newswalk is a report here saying that one of the main previously unknown reasons former Prosecutor General Ray Goba was removed in 2018 for allegedly failing to deal with high-profile corruption cases and perform his duties was the case of self-styled Prophet Walter Magaya, a prophetic healing and deliverance ministry preacher arrested during the weekend in Harare on fraud and other charges. Right, police confirmed his arrest on Saturday, saying he had been arraigned on several reports. Magaya, a crowd puller, was at that time hugely popular with politicians, prominent Zimbabweans, and the public, claiming to have an extraordinary healing power and ability to perform miracles. Despite being closely a false prophet on the prowl, he was believed by the gullible in their masses who flocked to his church for purported healing, miracles, and money. As a result, he became a cash-rich gospelpreneur. In recent years, Zimbabwe witnessed rather alarming phenomenon, the emergence of gospelpreneurs who mobilized masses for prayer only to rob them of their hard-earned cash in the process, taking advantage of their material penury, spiritual poverty, and gullibility. It became a multi-million-dollar industry. They cunningly established churches, in reality predatory businesses, and laundromats to rob the poor of their hard-earned cash and money laundering. The rich were also robbed. Gospelpreneurs in Zimbabwe often include prominent and charismatic figures of the Pentecostal movement who leveraged their influence into various business ventures, using the Bible to attract desperate members of society with a hidden devilish agenda to milk them dry. In their trade, the preachers stood tall, proud, and flamboyant before congregants, dressed in the nines and in designer suits, expensive shoes, and flashy watches, preaching from a golden pulpit. They spoke eloquent in an air of authority, confidence, and conviction, sometimes the Bible on hand, delivering powerful sermons from grand pulpits, telling their followers that they are destined for greatness and spiritual and material riches, the irresistible allure of money being the magnet. They told their sheepish followers that their loyalty and faith will be rewarded with abundant wealth. But there was always a catch to it. Congregants had to first give all their worldly possessions to them to get healing and blessings, sacrifice their money, cars, and houses. Yet in the meantime, their fabulous reward had to be perpetually deferred to some distant, miraculous, and elusive future, chasing a mirage. So patience is a virtue. Key figures who combined gospel ministry with entrepreneurial activities include politically connected Hubert Angel, Emmanuel Makandua, Passion Java, and Magaya, among others. By the time Goba resigned in August 2018 ahead of the tribunal hearing after being suspended a month earlier, the Magaya case was ready for trial. Goba was besieged by church and political leaders, pleading with him not to prosecute or persecute the men of God on a series of fraud and the other charges. A source from National Prosecuting Authority told Newswalk one of the reasons Goba was removed from his job in 2018 was his sheer determination to prosecute Magaya. By the time Goba resigned under pressure, the Magaya docket was ready and the prosecution prepared for trial. There was overwhelming religious and political pressure on Goba, who from different quarters, as Magaya was hugely popular and untouchable at the time. Goba was put under immense pressure by politicians, religious charlatans, and extortionists not to prosecute Magaya. Yet the evidence against Magaya was overwhelming. Even now, the evidence is still compelling. It will be very difficult for Magaya to escape and survive this time around. Goba, an advocate, experienced lawyer, and the prosecutor, had been acting attorney general for the late after the late Johannes Tomana was suspended in September 2017. He served until he resigned in 2018. Right? Can you see? So this man, because of his connections and so on, costed somebody's job. Imagine a breadwinner lost his income and his job and his career just because there were some individuals that are powerful and individuals that are connected to the politicians. Politicians usually that are the dirty ones. And this is the scenario that we continue to face as a nation, which we are saying that his arrest is exposing the crookedness of Zimbabwe society, the politics, the church, and the state itself. This is very sad and very, very regrettable. So we are now beginning to see that connection to Gananda and connection to the ED government and so on. We are seeing this, this is what is contributing to all these problems. And at the end of the day, the people that suffer are the innocent women and those that are gullible. Kune vanhu vakatorerwa mari dzavo vachinzi kuri kuvakwa dzimba bvisai madhipoziti, vamwe dzainzi dziri complete, vamwe dzainzi kuri kutengwa mastands, vamwe vainzi dziri pafoundation level. Vanhu vese vava vaona kuona mari dzavo dzakarova. Kune vanhu vakanzi investai mumamines angu nemafarms angu zvikazodii pakatangwa company yainzi what inter-africa here or something. Ndo pakagadzirwa lipstick aya evara randakakandwa mamusuya ndakuriziva nhasi ndaribata, hanzi nemaparticulars, hanzi this futi Lord have mercy, Mwari ngavatinzwire nyasha. Hanzi lipstick ine maparticulars, hanzi inowedzera blood, ine maparticulars anodidiko mubhodhi yemunhu zvikazodai zvichipinda here through malips wakomana, something that you are not taking orally. So all this is just a big nonsense. So Magaya has been dragged before the courts. Tamona kusvika padare redzimhosva, and we are yet to hear what is going to happen. But you can never trust the process. Process yacho haitrustiki zvayo because yagara iri a corrupted process. Saka we cannot really bank on that appearance in the court and thinking, because anything can happen, especially zvinenge zvine politics mukati. Anything can happen. Tinogona kuona a certain turn of events because vana Magaya vacho vanonetsera kuti vane mari dzakawandisa and muZimbabwe macho mune corruption yakakurisa. Saka kunogona kutopuwa vamwe vanhu mari zvikangoswera zvatochinjwa futi, motozonzwa kuti uyo atosunungurwa atova back kuchechi kwake akutoti haleluya. So anything is possible. We cannot really even bank on this. And we don't know why that one is also arrested, who looks like his aide or somebody. I don't know why that one is also in handcuffs. But this is him appearing at the magistrate court. So we are yet to follow up. Tichadzifambira nyaya dzacho kuti tiyatsozwisisa kuti chii chiri kuitika. But generally speaking, we are just seeing that we are living in a rotten society. Our country is in shambles and shame. And our politicians and the church and the society in general definitely is not in the right place. Hanzi Magaya hasi ega vose ndevenhema havana chamwari muropa ravo. Munhu anoshandiswa naMwari anofanira kutya Mwari. Yes, you don't even need to be monitored by anyone. Ngoma Malvin, you don't need to be monitored by iwewe wega. The Spirit of God in you anokurebuka, anokupa guilt kana waita zvinhu zviri wrong, anokutorera peace kana ukasafamba zvakanaka, and anokushayisa hope kusvikira wagadzirisa zvinhu zvauri kuita wrong, as long as mweya waMwari uri mauri. But kana usina mweya waMwari, if you have a dead conscience, a conscience seared as with a hot iron, inotaurwa naApostle Paul, haunzwi anything uchiita zvese zvizvizvi, but you feel nothing, no remorse, nothing. Unongosvika like a stone, right? And that's exactly what we are seeing happening, especially kunana Papa ivava. So it's really sad and very unfortunate, but this is the reality that we are facing as a country. We need to keep praying for the nation, and God being God, He needs to be intervening for our sake. As I heard, the other one is his bodyguard. He assaulted the police and Osaka asungwa. Oh, kupedzera watorova mupurisa uchirovera papa kuti hazvigoni izvozvo, hamungabati papa vangu ini ndiripo. Papa havasi above the law. Handiti kana vaakutosungwa hapana, even president wacho anozviti president anofanirwa kuiswa njema oenda kuchitokisi. But unfortunately hatina hedu the right people in the right offices, right? Otherwise, this is the situation, and we need to continue watching. We'll be giving you updates as we go. Let's continue praying for the church and also continue praying for the nation itself. We know that the God we serve is always faithful. And of course, one of the fine days Zimbabwe we want is coming, and freedom for Zimbabwe is at hand. Bless you. Let's meet in the upcoming show.